Hey there, wargamers. This is Justin from AMPServices, and today we're going to be talking about the Quadjumper. This is the first time I've really been able to sit down and take a look at the new upgrades, and many of you guys who follow my channel have realized I haven't uploaded videos in quite some time, so this is quite literally something new that I'm seeing. It's been a while since I've been able to do much X-Wing related stuff, whether it be internet related or tabletop gaming. So let's jump right in here, and the first thing I'd like to discuss is how cool this ship looks. Now, if any of you guys have recall from watching Force Awakens, you have saw this in the movies getting blown away. When Finn and Rey are trying to escape Jakku, this thing gets blown up, and then they commandeer the Millennium Falcon. Which, let's face it, the Millennium Falcon is far, far cooler. It's Han Solo's freaking ship. Anyway, let's get back on point here. One of the things I really like about X-Wing is it's affordable, and the minis are pre-painted. Many of you guys who follow my channel know that I play Warhammer 40k. I have also gotten into War Machine, and I've painted many a model in my day. The fact that these come pre-painted, it lowers my stress level because I can jump into a game and not feel pressured to paint. I think there's something to be said for having a hobby-related game where you get to paint, but for me, it's hard to find time to paint personal stuff when I've got commissions that are in the queue. So being able to grab a game and actually play and not feel pressure to paint really helps keep my stress levels down. So that, and it's relatively affordable. Anyway, sales pitch over for the models. Let's jump right in and actually discuss this actual ship. So let's take a look at the dial first. So, interesting. Like the TIE Striker, it looks like this guy's not going to be moving very fast. It's got similar maneuverability to the TIE Striker, actually. It does not have the one banks, but it's going to move slow. It's got some decent hard turns here. No hard turn threes, but definitely moving slow. Once it's engaged, you can kind of maneuver around relatively easily in the short distance game. It's got these sloops, it looks like, which is interesting, but the most interesting thing on the dial is these right here, which looks like that's a straight one and bank ones, but those are in reverse. If I am not mistaken, this is the first ship in the game that can go in reverse, which is very interesting, and I think will throw some people off guard. I think the major issue you're going to have is I'm not sure how much damage this guy's going to be able to throw out, and what other kind of crazy shenanigans will happen with him trying to go in reverse, and what that might do on the game, or on the tabletop, but definitely a cool thing to have. We've seen stalls, ships that don't move, and some shenanigans for keeping them from moving for multiple turns, but I'm not sure, what kind of shenanigans are going to come out with this guy. That's interesting. It's nice to see that Fantasy Flight is constantly reevaluating and bringing out new stuff, new mechanics. So let's jump right in and discuss the pilots here. Let's start at the bottom. We've got the Jakku Gunrunner. So he's got the, looks like the little tech upgrade here. Illicit slot, bomb, and crew. 15 points. He takes a focus, and he has the barrel roll action. Stat line is similar to a Z95 with slightly more health. And point cost is not that much more than a Z95 either. Interesting. Let's check out the other pilots. So, Unkar Plut, which is one of the characters we saw in the Force Awakens movie as well. It's the other one who says something like quarter portion. 1/4 portion. Is the droid for sale? That guy. Which I believe was a cameo from Simon Pegg. I believe this is who this is. So he comes in at 17 points. His modification, or his upgrade slots don't change over the Jakku Gunrunner pilot. But his ability reads, at the end of the activation phase, you must assign a tractor beam token to each ship you are touching. So basically this guy's going to be a blocker. He's going to try and drive in and ram into stuff and put tractor beam tokens on stuff. So if he can get in there, ram into stuff early, give him tractor beam tokens, and then, essentially if you have a tractor beam token on you, your evade value is reduced by 1. So he runs in, hits you, and then during the combat phase, everyone else shoots in, has an easier time actually hurting the ships or hitting the enemies. Interesting. I'm not sure how well it's going to be on a small size ship. If this was on a large ship's base, this would be completely ridiculous, but given the speed of this ship, I think if they see what he's going to do and he's on the table, they're probably just going to blow him up before he even gets to get into range to do these shenanigans. Like, his stats aren't particularly amazing, and if they realize you're going to try and ram them to make use of the tractor beam tokens, I think they're actually going to kill him pretty quickly. I can't quite remember right now if the tractor beam, I know when you hit with a tractor beam, you could boost or barrel roll someone, ignoring other restrictions, so you could, you know, barrel roll or boost him into asteroids and things like that. I'm not sure the timing or wording without looking at the upgrade. I know this assigns a token. I don't think you would actually get to boost or barrel roll them with it because it assigns a tractor beam token with them but didn't actually hit. That would be interesting to look up to see, because if he actually hits and makes them do barrel rolls or boosts, he can, you know, assign the token and then make them scatter or move them around, which could also be interesting. But again, I think it's going to be hard for him to hit multiple ships at once. So, not very excited about that guy. Next one in line is 18 points. Same upgrades as the previous two, except he adds the elite pilot talent slot. His name is Sarko Plank. Let's check out his pilot ability. When defending, instead of using your agility value, you may roll a number of defense dice equal to the speed of the maneuver you executed this round. So let's see. It looks like if you're wanting to make use of this guy's pilot ability, you're going to be trying to go 3s all the time. Yeah, because you would never want to roll 1 evade dice, which would be stupid. Your dial is heavily influenced by 2 maneuvers, which is standard for your agility here, which means he's constantly going to be going speed 3, which gives him 3 dice, which I guess is all right. It's going to make him harder to take out, but I don't think that much harder, because you're sacrificing maneuverability to get things in your sights to do this. I think the big deal for him is if he's been hit, because he has no shields, and you suffer some type of critical effect that reduces your agility value. Or maybe, yeah, so, like, what's his name? I think it's Wedge. I think it's Wedge from Rebels that lowers your agility by 1 when he shoots at you. So he lowers your agility value. And this one says, when defending, instead of using your agility value, which would be a 1 against him, you may roll a number of defense dice equal to the speed of the maneuver you executed this round. So that might be, unless they fact it, that might be a way to get around things that reduce your agility, because your agility value is reduced, but you're allowed to roll equal to what you maneuvered, which is not your agility value. It's a completely different attribute that they're referencing. Yeah, even if that's the way that works, which I think it is, I still don't think that's going to bring enough to the table to make this guy actually that viable. He may be interesting to put around. Maybe the crew upgrade cards and stuff will help out. We'll see when we get down there, but at first glance, I think for things that want to move at speed 3 constantly or faster, there are better options. So we'll see. Again, maybe the crew will help. Next one in line is 1 point more than the last guy. Same exact upgrade slots, which included the elite pilot talent. He comes in with 2 higher pilot skill for 1 point more. His name is Constable Zuvio. His ability reads, when you reveal a reverse maneuver, you may drop a bomb using your front guides, including a bomb with the action header. Okay, so 2 things here. When I first saw on the dial, I didn't say anything, so I wanted to read these first. On the dial that allows you to go in reverse, the first thing I thought was, well, that sucks if you drop a bomb and back into it and then blow yourself up. So first and foremost, the fact that this specific Quadjumper can go in reverse to throw a bomb out the front guides is very interesting. Particularly bombs that people are going to drive into. You don't want to drop a bomb that explodes, because if you drop it out of your front guides and you move in reverse, you may have some issues getting outside of range 1 of it. You might want to make sure you're confident you're going to clear it when you do that. The second thing is it lets you go in reverse and drop bombs with the action header. So any bombs that require you to take an action to drop, which is very interesting. You can back up and then you can drop a bomb using different guides. And it says you may, so you can go in reverse and then drop something out of your back if you wanted to, but you may. The big deal here is that it lets you do bombs with the action header. You normally wouldn't be able to take actions while stressed. His reverse things are stressful maneuvers. But when you reveal a reverse, you may drop bombs using the front guides. Yep. So he has to go in reverse out the front. It would not make sense if he's allowed to do action headers, but is then prevented because he has stress. So pretty sure this is going to let you drop bombs with the action header while stressed, so long as you went in reverse. Very interesting. So he's going to be kind of a reverse bomber, which is, I'm not sure. This might be good against jousters, like if they get in your face and you can back up and sling something at them, that might be interesting, but again, not too sure. Maybe a bit of, let's see, I guess he could, he's sitting here. I guess he could back up like this, or back up and do that, throw a bomb there. Something drives by. It could work. I don't know. I feel like this is a gimmick that might be fun, but I'm not sure if it's going to quite hit the mark. Not sure. Which stinks because the Quadjumper looks really cool, and I'm not super excited about the upgrade cards we've got here. But let's move on to what else we've got. Or not upgrades, but pilots. Let's check out what upgrades we've got and what's going on. So for one of the crew cards, let's see if there's any other crew. Let's do the crew first. Okay. So for the first crew card we've got here, we've got Boschek. It comes in at 2 points. If I pronounce that wrong, someone in the comments will probably correct me. His ability reads, when a ship you are touching activates, you may look at its chosen maneuver. If you do, its owner must rotate the dial to an adjacent maneuver. The ship can reveal and execute that maneuver even while stressed. So looking back at the pilots here, Unkar Plut, Quadjumper, his ability, at the end of the activation phase, you must assign a tractor beam token to each ship you are touching. So the fact that he's going to try and ram is going to make him and Boschek go pretty well together, at least on paper. I think the issue you're going to run into here with trying to run Boschek on a Quadjumper as a blocker rammer is that you can set up better blocking things with the Jumpmaster. Putting him in a Jumpmaster who's got a bigger base, better maneuverability, is a lot easier to ram into people with. Plus you can put, I think it's anti-pursuit lasers on it, so if it gets rammed in return, it deals damage back. And then, when he rams into stuff and they activate, they don't get to do the maneuvers that they necessarily wanted to do. So I think he's going to go better on a Quadjumper. Next, crew card upgrade. Let's back up for a second. Interesting. Unless you got FAQ'd, I missed this. Boschek is not scum only. He's just a crew innately, so he could be used across all three factions. Very interesting. I'll be curious to see if they FAQ that. Oh, wow. That's really, really interesting, because usually it says Rebel or scum only. Or Imperial only. Very cool. Very cool. Now, anyway, moving on. Unkar Plut here clearly is scum only. Comes in at 1 point. After executing a maneuver that causes you to overlap an enemy ship, you may suffer 1 damage to perform a free action. Again, you could put him with his no, not his ship. No. You could put him with so disregard my mindless babbling here. You can't run him in his own ship because they're both unique. I was about to say that. That's dumb. Can't do that. Don't be stupid. But, that is pretty interesting. It might be a toss-up between who you might want to run, Boschek or Unkar Plut. But if you put him on a big ship like a Jumpmaster who's going to be ramming anyway, it's got sufficient life to take a few hits. Being able to suffer a damage and still perform an action may be pretty useful. Especially if you're tinkering around with maybe a tiny mind link where you're going to try and block with the Jumpmaster, but then take an action to then give everyone on your team, focuses and things like that. So he may have some applications, but again, I don't think it's on the Quadjumper. I think he's going to be on the large ships like the Jumpmaster or maybe the Houndstooth. So let's look at these other upgrades. Alright, so it looks like this one is in the tech slot here. which is important to note because we don't have a whole lot of these in the game right now, upgrade availability. And this one comes in at 1 point, and it's called Hyperwave Comm Scanner, which is funny that this is in the Quadjumper and has the picture of the new Kylo Ren shuttle ship. So anyway, its ability reads at the start of the Place Forces step. I think that might be in the wrong container. Well, we'll read it anyway, but I think this may be in the wrong box. I might have got a mix up here and somehow got a card I wasn't supposed to get. At the start of the Place Forces step, you may choose to treat your pilot skill value as 0, 6, or 12 until the end of the step. During setup, after another friendly ship is placed at range 1 or 2, you may assign 1 focus or evade token to it. That's interesting. However, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be with Kylo Ren shuttle. I don't know how I got this inside this ship. Apparently I did. But yeah, this is interesting, but we'll talk about that when we get to the shuttle, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be in there. Weird. I don't know. Maybe I somehow got extra copies. Funky. Alright, so modification time. Space Tug Tractor Array. Quadjumper only. It comes in at 2 points, and it gives you the action, which is gives you the ability to choose a ship inside your fire mark at range 1, and assign a tractor beam token to it. If it's a friendly ship, resolve the effect of the tractor beam token as though it were an enemy ship. Alright, so the big deal with this, I think, is that you can move the Quadjumper and then boost or barrel roll friendly small ships. It's not going to help you much with a big ship, but being able to use this to help position your ships, I think, may be useful. Give you some cool shenanigans. The issue I would watch out for is having a tractor beam token on you and your enemy being able to take advantage of you having only one, or having one fewer evade dice. So keep that in mind. But very interesting. For elite pilot talents, we've got one that comes in at 0 points, and this is definitely one of their new mechanics. It puts out like a little scenario card dealio. This one's called a Score to Settle. During setup, before the Place Forces step, choose one enemy ship and assign the Debt to Pay condition card to them. When attacking a ship that has a Debt to Pay condition card, you may change one evade or focus result to a critical. They give you this handy dandy card to go with it, which allows you to place it next to an enemy. And remember, the other thing they also give you with the ship here is this little a Debt to Pay token, which matches, so you can place that next to an enemy ship so you don't forget to, and leave this on the sideline so you don't forget. I think my only concern with this particular card, and that's really cool for 0 points, also really cool because it's not restricted to a faction, so you can use this with Rebels or Imperials as well. I think the big issue here is remembering to collect your cards. Anything you assign to your opponent's ships and leave on their side of the table, I would worry about, collecting. So don't forget, if you use this, don't forget you've placed something on their side of the table. You don't want them to accidentally walk away with one of your cards. And it also looks like the Quadjumper has come with this upgrade called Scavenger Crane. It's an illicit upgrade slot, costs 2 points. It reads, after a ship at range 1 to 2 is destroyed, you may choose to discard a torpedo, munitions, bomb, heavy cannon, or turret modification card as equipped to your ship and flip it face up. Then roll 1 attack dice. On a blank result, discard Scavenger Crane. This is pretty darn cool. It's the fact that you get to replace one of your typically expendable weapons, or use a torpedo, munitions, or a bomb, and then they're gone, or you have extra munitions. The fact that you can get an extra use out of those, really, really cool. The turret and heavy cannon upgrades, this is really just going to help you if those somehow get blown off, like a Boba Fett or something like that. However, the big deal here, I think, is for ships like Iman and the Andrasta title for the Slave 1 with bombs. The fact that this will let you potentially kill someone with a bomb, if you're close enough, get a use back. I mean, you have limited use bombs anyway, but this really good odds of being able to just increase the volume of bombs and stuff that you can sling out. So super duper cool. think that's probably one of the better upgrades out of this kit, guys. Alright, moving on for the last upgrade card. It comes in at 3 points. It is the thermal detonators. When you reveal your maneuver dial, you may discard this card to drop 1 thermal detonator token. This token detonates at the end of the activation phase. Interesting. I wonder if it tells you what the damage is on it. I think we've already gotten thermal detonators in a kit before. I think it was in Sabin Rins. Yeah, it doesn't talk about damage. Interesting. Seems pretty straightforward, just like any other bomb, so, yeah. Anyways, guys, that will conclude our Quadjumper review here. I'm not super jazzed or blown away. I'm also curious to see if this hyperwave comm scanner was supposed to be in the Kylo Ren shuttle, and somehow I got a missed package. Not sure. As a final, statement here, I'm not blown away by the contents of this. The ship looks cool. I think we got some cool upgrades and things to tinker with, but I just don't know if this guy's going to be very competitive. He may see play on the casual scene or with friends, but I personally just don't think he's going to be super competitive. We'll see. Maybe the meta will prove me wrong, or something will come out that'll bring him into the meta, so I'm not sure. Anyways, with that all being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please take a moment to like and subscribe to help support the channel. If you would like to have me paint some miniatures for you, I do that. Please take a moment to check out my website, thearmpainter.com. On my portfolio, I don't have too many X-Wing related pictures because I haven't had too many commissions for them. I paint primarily Warhammer 40k and War Machine models, but I do have some X-Wing up. I have several models that I've painted and taken photos of that do look pretty darn cool, and I enjoy painting them, and I think that it adds a unique element to the tabletop for both you and your opponent to view. With that also being said, I have tried to jump into the live stream game, particularly on Twitch. If you guys haven't already, please take a moment to check me out over there. I'll be doing hobby-related videos, painting videos or streams, as well as video gaming and stuff like that. I'd love for you guys to hang out and chat with me, especially while I'm gaming and painting. It is definitely cool to interact with you. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or concerns, please feel free to voice them below. Maybe I missed something. Maybe you'll know if this hyperwave comm scanner was supposed to be in this kit or not. You'll be able to tell me. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and have a great day, and happy wargaming.